Thank you all so much for stopping by today. So, y'all, it is still kind of early morning. Um, we're in Georgia Zone 8A, and it's at the point where not necessarily that I felt like doing it, but I know the commitment that I made to myself and I got off track. So I went walking this morning. But here in Georgia, you got to go early because it's already like in the 80s and it's just like after 9 o'clock today. So I got up around 7, went ahead, gathered all my stuff for my juices and all of this. But what I want to share with you today, and I want to take y'all along with me because I was supposed to do it yesterday. I had no excuse why I didn't do it. We got about a 10-15 minute hard shower, which helped. But I am going to go ahead and do some more deep watering today. But what I wanted to do, because Sundays are normally my busy days in the kitchen because I'm prepping for the upcoming week. And what I mean by that, we're getting our juices ready. We're getting our ginger shots ready. I'm trying to determine what I could cook that will last us for like the next 2 to 3 days. And so what I'm going to do this morning is I'm so thankful and I'm very grateful that officially now I don't have to buy any tomatoes, any cucumbers. I really never bought herbs. We got a lot of herbs growing in the garden. The zucchini, we've been harvesting those, but I think I'm going to pull that plant. I think it's not as prolific as it was. I did have to pull both of the squash plants, but I want y'all to hit the subscribe button because I am going to do a garden tour, but I'm going to do it in parts so that it's so long. But let me walk over here to the cucumbers because we're going to use some of those in our juices, and just tell you about them and show you about them. Some of them are a little bit bigger than what I wanted, but these are cucumbers that we started from seed. So I'm looking down the aisle because y'all know I went on live one day. This is probably our third snake sighting this season. But let me share with you about the cucumbers that we're about to get ready to harvest. So these are our Sweet Success cucumbers that we started from seed, and I bought one plant last year from a greenhouse where they were doing a fundraiser for like the local high school in that area. And so I really liked the way they grew, the size of them, and the way they tasted. So I set out to find the seeds, and I did. It's called Sweet Success. Bought them offline, and they're very prolific. I want to say this is two cucumbers, two cucumber plants, but they get about 10 to 14 inches long, and we got some that we're going to cut right here. It has been a little bit of pest pressure from the leaf-footed bugs, but that's because of probably the squash there. I've had to spray these probably like one time, but what I noticed is you gotta get and move these leaves because we have quite a bit that is hiding. So I'm gonna harvest this today, and then I need a green bell pepper, and we're growing, I'll show y'all in just a second, we're growing Big Bertha. And then I've been harvesting a lot of the cherry tomatoes and then a lot of our slicing tomatoes, which I just kind of do that day by day. They haven't really started to, some are starting to blush, but I'll pan the camera over here. These are the ones that I am going to be like doing canning with. And so we'll talk about that later with one of the garden tours that we're going to do. So let me go ahead. The main focus today is to go ahead and harvest the cucumbers, and then we're going to harvest the cherry tomatoes. I'll show y'all that in a minute. And we actually got some pepperoncini peppers that I keep looking at and I say I need to harvest, so I think we'll do that as well. All right, so there are a few that are left that I'm going to leave to grow just a little bit bigger. Now, some of them I did let get a little bit too big, but what I will tell you is that we have been making like the quick refrigerator cucumbers. with them, and I had some dill that I had dried from earlier this season, y'all, and they are so good. We just made a brine, put a little bit of garlic and some dill and other spices in there, peppercorns, and they really are good and a great quick snack. Now, some of the longer ones I'm gonna take and I'm gonna put them in the juicer. We'll have these as part of our juices for this week. But as I was putting the cucumbers, or as I was harvesting the cucumbers, we have peppers in here also, and I see a pepper. I actually see two peppers that are ready. I'm gonna walk over here because remember I told you that we're growing a lot of peppers this season, and one of the reasons is because earlier this year the peppers were averaging about $1.80. So I was like, I'm gonna grow a lot of peppers, and this particular variety of pepper is called Big Bertha. I was just telling a lady the other day, for me in the past, the peppers, they always seem a little bit slow to start, but probably around next month into September, like they're really gonna start taking off. They're making a lot of flowers now. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this zucchini. This was the last one that I was telling y'all about. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this one off of here because I think I'm gonna end up pulling this plant. But like they're making a lot of flowers. These are, I wanna say yellow bell peppers, but I'm growing yellow, green, and red. But while I'm out here, I'm going to go ahead and get the ones that are back here because we've been having a couple of pest problems on our tomatoes. But I'm going to link the video, y'all, because I have yet to set up the copper dowels in this bed, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. And then also some of the things that I've been doing with the cucumber plant is taking some of the lower, bigger leaves off. I've just been trying to trim that back, and then also try to trellis it. I got a feeling it's going to end up going in the pathways, but I can say that this is one that I will grow again. And then let me take you over to the pickling cucumbers because it's only like one or two that I'm going to go ahead and harvest. Now these are the ones, the pickling cucumbers, I'm actually going to ferment the pickles on these. Okay, so this is the time of the year I really got to stay on top of it. See, I've been playing around and I'm like, girl, you got to stay on top of these because I don't want them to get too like big around. But these are the pickling cucumbers. I started these from seed as well, and let me tell y'all, this is how resilient plants are. I know for a fact that they stayed in this cell tray for longer than I wanted to, and I was really scared to plant them. I was actually just gonna say forget it, but I went ahead and planted them. They took a few weeks to just kind of get back right, but now they're starting to take off. We got lots of flowers, and I see 3 cucumbers. 2 of them look a little, I'll show y'all in a minute. Let me get them off, but they're starting to take off. And then so we're just going to harvest these and put them in the refrigerator, because once I get enough, we're going to do fermenting of these cucumbers. All right, so these were the 3 pickling cucumbers, and you can see like one is almost like a ball. But now I'm going to get a bowl. We're going to harvest some cherry tomatoes. And again, let me go ahead and get the peppers too. I got to tell y'all about these because when I pull the squash, it's like all of the leaf-footed bugs like flock to this one plant, like the leaf-footed bug nymphs. And so for 2 days, I was like spraying with water and then also spraying with neem oil. So I'm hoping that has helped done the trick. But I like growing cherry tomatoes, especially to be put in a salad. We have grape tomatoes, and then I'm going to harvest the rest of the tomatoes and some of the peppers. Let's walk over here really quick. And again, y'all make sure that you subscribe. I'm gonna do a garden tour. I'm gonna get started on that, and that way you can see what we're growing. But these are the pepperoncini peppers, and what I will say is there is quite a bit on each of these. We're growing 3. I got the mild ones, or the sweet ones. They have a hot one, and they have a sweet one. Now that's what they say. I actually bought these transplants, but these are actually doing good. So I plan on canning some of the peppers this year as well. And then we're gonna go ahead and just harvest what we can. And make sure you hit the subscribe button, because I still need to feed these, and I still need to tell y'all about some other stuff as we're getting ready to go into July. It's going to be a lot of harvesting in the garden. And one of the things that I always remind people is, as we're growing, kind of have in mind, what are you going to do? What are you going to do with your harvest? And as I'm looking, y'all, so this was on the pepper plant. Can y'all see them? Hold on. Can y'all see them? I hope you can. It's a worm. But this was on the pepper thing. This is letting me know, okay, we got to do a BT spraying for our pepper plants. So let me go ahead, harvest the peppers, because we're going to use some of those this week in some of our dishes. I'm not going to harvest these on the back end that are starting to form, because those are going to be, I think, yellow. And then I started 2 that are called Pinot Noir. So these are, I really want to say these are supposed to be red too. So I might better leave these alone, because y'all know as they change, they take a little bit longer. And I call myself sweet. Yeah, these are red. So scratch that, y'all. We're not going to harvest the ones. I see 2 of them on the front. Now you can always harvest them green, but these are supposed to be red. Now I know the Big Bertha one is green, so we're going to get those. I've seen a few banana peppers that are ready, and then the pepperoncini peppers. And I'll show you the harvest just for today. Okay, y'all, so there were a few tomatoes I left. I know a lot of people like to pick theirs when they're blush, but I like to try to let mine stay on as long as possible. But when I start seeing pest damage, I'll be like, okay, that's long enough. But again, we harvested some cucumbers, our 1 zucchini, pickling cucumbers, and the Sweet Success cucumbers that we started from seed. We have our Greek pepperoncini peppers. This is the mild one, a Big Bertha pepper, about 3 or 4 banana peppers underneath, and 1 cayenne pepper. And then we have our tomatoes, and this one is called Sunrise Bumblebee. I think they're not quite ready yet, but or ready on the vine, but this one looked like it was ready, and then one of them was starting to get really soft, so I went ahead and picked that. But again, I did leave a few cherry tomatoes on the plant, and probably in the next 2 or 3 days we'll go ahead and harvest that, y'all. So every time I harvest anything, it doesn't matter what it is, I'm very grateful. Now we have a lot of herbs that we need to be harvesting, like our lemon balm, our holy basil, regular basil, oregano, thyme. And so we're going to be doing that over the next few days, rosemary, marjoram, and we do that and we hang them up to dry, and sometimes I will let them infuse in like a vinegar or oil. We'll make our salad dressings. It's so many things you could do with herbs. Maybe we'll come back and we'll show some of the things that we're going to do this year with some of our herbs, because with the basil, I always make pesto, and I will make enough, and I will make sure that I freeze them. That is one of my absolute favorites, is the pesto. So thank you all so much for watching this video. Make sure you share this video with your family and your friends. And if you are not a subscriber, go ahead, tap that subscribe button, and make sure you tap the bell so that you can receive notification each and every time we upload a new video. Again, thank you all so much for watching, and until the next video, bye bye.